各位朋友好，又係我 Sonic 今日同大家玩最後一集嘅The Stanley Parable 啦。咁啊，今次呢，就盡量試下玩多幾個結局啦。因為上次 live 嘅時候，如果大家冇睇呢，其實 upload 咗上網噶啦。不過有啲人可能冇睇啦。我玩咗幾個結局嘅，咁我希望今次呢，可以玩埋剩翻嗰啲結局。咁我睇過啲人點樣即係教我點樣玩嗰啲結局出嚟啦。咁我而家盡量試下，如無意外應該剩翻2-3個結局啦，可以揾到。第一個就係掹電話插蘇嗰個啦，一個係真係唔記得咗添，死啦！已經唔記得咗添。有個係入去間 boss 屋企咁樣嘅，類似係。有時我咁啊咧，有人話咧可以打字嘅呢度，但我唔知點打字。係咪打字啊？定係冇噶？冇啊！我冇得打字喎。我而家打字啊添，因為之前睇人個教學話呢度有得打字嘅，但我唔知佢咩意思。算啦，唔知，求其啦，繼續啦。搞個 cam 先，唔好意思啊，因為我好急啊，拍得。你叫我換晒衫啊咁樣咧，又知我一陣間要出街咁樣。咁我即係出街之前咧，你拍一拍片。
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
有人話咧可以跳上張凳度啊！誒，真係得喎！真係我可以衝上張凳度。我唔知點講啊！人哋話咧可以咁樣咧，得唔得啊？唔知啊，定係咁啊？哦，依一度可以咁樣跳落街啊！一個結果係咁樣跳落街。
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Well, I don't know how to say this politely,
yes.
But you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want. Like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires and restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain. There once was a man named Stanley.
好煩，但係 begin the game again 啊！呢個就係個結局啦。佢係諗住狂講故事啊！我估講到我肯走為止。
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility?
可以閂門嘅人話，咁我而家試下閂咗門，唔知有咩結局。
This couldn't go anywhere except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
做乜？發咩事啊？發咩事啊？嚇！就係咁嘅咋 ？What the fuck？
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
我去 meeting room 啊。啲門咧有啲可以開得，有啲唔可以開得嘅。其實我唔知邊啲開得，邊啲唔開得。Input receive that what the fuck 係咩事？算啦，唔好理咁多。
When Stanley came to a set of
跟住有個結果係行左邊去 boss 屋企 ，boss 屋企 ，boss 間房。之前咧有冇 check 過嗰啲？
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling
冇 check 嗰啲房開唔開得門
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
嗱，我去
hoping
closet
he might
啦
find an answer there.
，broom closet 咧一個算唔算係結局咧？睇下先。
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
就 keep 住喺度先，因為呢度好似有個。
There was
有得
nothing
意
here.
啊！
No choice to make,
哦
no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
唔係啊，好多 reason 啊，好多原因仲留喺度啊！睇到啲士巴拿嗰啲整得幾仔細，
It was
及下先。
baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
咩叫 sweet FA 啊？其實唔好明。有人揾人幫我 check 下點解啊 sweet。
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please
因為
offer
佢
me
啲嘢
some
好
explanation
靚啊！
here. I'm genuinely confused.
我喺度屈 X 個旁述，睇下佢幾時
You do realize there's no choice. or
佢幾
anything
時會
here,
停
right?
講嘢。
If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite."
係啊，同啲 friend 講話，我個 broom closet 個 ending 好正咁喎。點啊？
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really
哇！即
stupid.
刻鬧 X 我而家
Probably
唔出嚟
enjoyed
嘅
the
話
job，because of a family
咁
connection.
賤嘅
That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
佢梗係話我成日咩啦，成日叫咩啊？
Well, I've come to
同
a
埋成
very
日吸毒
definite
啊，好
conclusion
賤。
about what's going on right now. You're dead.
睇下死咗
Got
啦已
to
經
this。broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken
佢話我
care
真
of
人
before
咧
it
死
begins
咗，
to
跟住叫側
decompose.
邊啲人叫我咩？
Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway. Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board.
第二個玩家我係
You can't do any worse than the person who came before you. You too? Unbelievable.
哦，
I've
算啦唔玩嘢
seen an entire species
係好
of
搞笑。
invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey coming to a staircase. Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing in your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
唔理。
Please, Stop trying to make every decision.
我記得仲有啲結局㗎，妖呢個
I'm asking for her.
大手啊要。
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
可以出翻去嘅喎，唔出翻去，因為個結局係咁嘅，有個電話噶嘛，因為之前呢度，跟住佢掹插數。
That's her, Stanley. Oh, no, you can't. Did you just unplug the phone? Now, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check.
係可以掹插數，有人第一集已經有同我講啊，不過諗住臨尾先。
He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
係啊，我唔係 Stanley，我係 real person 啊，而我係 Sonic 啊。
I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, it can also be the most...
For example,
in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations.
What the fuck?
Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-mile radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike you, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back sack and crack."
What the fuck? No.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part of a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
check 下頭先我應該做咩啱嘅 choice 喎，啱唔啱㗎？咪即係喺呢一邊嘅，可唔可以翻去啊？唔得喎，唔可以翻去喎。
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
即係佢 expect 條，咦冇道門嘅點解？我唔喺度。開唔開得㗎呢啲？呢唔開得㗎，仲係同之前一樣。
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world. Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
夠行左，唔係行右邊，唔知會點啊
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
哇！你面表咁嘅樣啊！嚇！即係你要行去左邊㗎，係嘛？不過我唔 expect 係咁喎 ，what the fuck？ 開唔到道門，唉，即係要行左邊啦。shit！ 後面呢？即係行左邊啦，妖！哇！啲人唔同晒。
I can't believe after everything we talked about that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know.
嗰度門啊，係咪有一入去㗎
What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
喂！Oh fuck！ 佢識咗隻 game。哇！而家我哋喺邊啊
I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are.
好聰明啊
My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something,
我唔係 Stanley 啊嘛，茂利。
That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard.
做咩事啊
Is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
嚇仲係咁啊 ？What the fuck？
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry. Behave exactly as Stanley would.
嚇，即係要繼續 keep 住喺去左邊。
And always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. 帶去左邊啊嘛 ，OK 啊，明。依然可以鎖住道門，唔俾佢開嘅，左邊嗰道門。你都企喺嗰個位咧，頂住嗰道門。我而家係啱翻啦。 哦，咁即係完噶咯，係咁多嘅啫喎。 Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find.
喂，鎖咗唔俾我開嘅，勁搞笑嚟噶。
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's
唔俾我落去咁賤嘅，而家佢有兩邊嘅本身。 點解佢唔加唔係廁所嚟嘅 ？What the fuck？ 佢之前有個廁所㗎。我間房變咗綠色嘅，點解？唔同嗰樣嘅喂，咁搞笑啊！唔同嘅應該。
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
喂 Night Shark 115啊喂！
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
喂 Night Shark 115啊！喂，係咪真係聽到我講嘢㗎佢？唔得喎！
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
喂，我唔識講嘢㗎喎 ，Stanley 嚟㗎我。
Okay, fine. You're not gonna do it, but you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. When Stanley came
哇，點解咁嘅表？
he entered the door on his left.
係咩事？
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
The
I
end.
need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to
Thank you for playing the Stanley Parable. 真係脫離咗啊
Stanley, this is important.
！Woohoo！爆 K！ 真正嘅 ending 呢個係，我要玩半個鐘頭。我諗住仲有幾個 ending 啊，不過唉，我唔知嘅，好怪啊。我唔知啊。隻 game 啊幾得意啊！有啲人咧就好可惜，因為唔係好識英文咧，跟住就唔知係 game 嘅有趣嘅地方啊。不過冇乜所謂嘅，我希望佢遲啲可能遲啲我唔知啊，邊個可以有個漢化版整咗出嚟，然之後你哋可以玩到啦嚇。咁啊，如果大家有興趣咧玩呢隻 game 咧，就喺 Steam 度 download 啦。咁係咁多先啦。下邊 comment 都建議下我玩啲咩 game 啦，下一次。咁啊，係咁多先，應該冇啦嘛，係啊冇啦應該。咁啊應該仲有啲結局未玩嘅，不過算啦冇法啦。我都唔可以搞咁多嘢，都玩唔齊咁多個結局。如果你即係對其他結局有興趣嘅話，可以叫我下次 live 嘅時候live 啦。
Contacting the Future Happiness Foundation. We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work.
點解咁嘅而家？喂，發咩事？開三門嘅，點解大家唔同咗？我 never mind 好似一樣喎又。個皇上一講嘢我就唔玩。
When Stanley came to a set of two open
應該一樣
he
啊，
entered the
係
door
咁
on
多
his left.
算啦，係咁多先啦。 咁各位想我繼續 live 隻 game 玩其他結局就下面留言啦，建議我下次玩啲咩 game 啊？咁多先。咁各位再見啦，拜拜。